Keith Scotland and the PNM have no moral authority to speak on jobs. An editorial by Curtis Anthony O'Brady. Where were you, Mr. Scotland? Yes, you, sitting comfortably in Parliament and on political platforms when tens of thousands of citizens across this country lost their jobs, their homes, their families, and in many cases, their very lives under the disastrous and heartless tenure of the PNM. You stood silent while the nation crumbled. Where was your voice when Petrotrin was shut down and over 5,000 breadwinners were thrown into despair overnight? Where was your outrage when TSTT, WASA, and countless state agencies purged staff under the pretext of restructuring, leaving families to starve while the privileged few in your party continued to feed at the trough? Now you find your voice to criticize job losses? After a decade of destruction, you and your PNM colleagues have no credibility, no shame, and certainly no moral authority to speak on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Your remarks at the Malabar rally on July 24th were not just dishonest. They were an insult to the intelligence of every citizen who lived through the years of suffering under your party's rule. The theme of the meeting was in defense of the people, but what defense did you offer when the people needed it most? Instead, what they got was silence, arrogance, and an administration that treated them like collateral damage. Political betrayal? The only betrayal here is the PNM's betrayal of the trust and hope of a nation. Your party betrayed the working class when it handed billion-dollar contracts to friends and financiers while workers were being sent home. You betrayed the youth when you slashed education programs and made job opportunities vanish. And you betrayed the elderly when the cost of living soared and health care declined under your watch. You dare to accuse the newly elected UNC government of betrayal? Let's be honest. What we are witnessing now is not betrayal, but restoration. The new administration is cleaning up the mess you left behind. The recent adjustments in the public sector are not arbitrary firings, but strategic and necessary moves to rebuild broken institutions poisoned by PNM mismanagement, nepotism, and corruption. And yes, the UNC promised 50,000 jobs, and that promise stands. But unlike your administration, this government will not count CPEP, URP, and ghost gangs as economic development. The jobs to come will be real, sustainable, and meaningful. Jobs in tech, healthcare, agriculture, and education, industries that the PNM neglected or destroyed. So, before you step on another stage to grandstand about betrayal, ask yourself this. Where were you when they needed you? You were part of the problem. You still are. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are no longer fooled. We remember. And this time, we're standing our ground.